All right, if you've ever managed a project, you totally know this feeling. That little voice in the back of your head, that nagging sense that things might be, slipping behind schedule. Today, we're going to talk about how to shut that voice down and move into a world of data-driven certainty. Let's dive into how you can transform messy project data into clear, decisive action.
And this quote just nails it, right? It gets right to the heart of what we're talking about. This isn't about looking in the rearview mirror at what's already gone wrong. It's about looking at the road ahead. We are shifting from these passive, historical reports to an active, forward-looking tool that actually helps you make smart decisions.
So, to really appreciate just how powerful this solution is, we first need to get super clear on the problem. What is it about traditional project tracking that so often leads us astray? Well, for starters, the data is usually a complete mess. It's scattered across spreadsheets, different systems, you name it. Then the reports we build from all that chaos are manual, they take forever to put together, and honestly, they're often full of errors. This makes it practically impossible to get a real-time pulse on how things are really going. What we desperately need is one single, clear, and accurate view of the whole shebang.
So if the problem is scattered, error-prone data, the solution isn't to just work harder at organizing it. No way. The solution is to build a smarter system. And that system is an integrated visual dashboard.
So what you're seeing right here is exactly that. It's a dashboard built by taking all that raw project data from a scheduling tool and then visualizing it with a business intelligence platform. Now, the key here isn't the specific brand of software, but the process, turning a mountain of complex numbers into clear, actionable insights that you can understand at a glance.
And listen, the difference is truly night and day. On the left, you've got the old way. Your data is always late, you only see little pieces of the puzzle at a time, and there's not much you can do with it. But on the right, you have real-time tracking, a complete overview of the entire project, and, this is the best part, the power to drill down and pinpoint the exact source of any problem. So, how does a dashboard like this give us such early warnings? How does it spot trouble before it becomes a full-blown crisis? Well, it all comes down to a few key performance indicators. Let's look at the hard numbers that cut through all the noise and tell us what's really going on. The first key metric we have to talk about is the Schedule Performance Index, or SPI for short. The easiest way to think about this is as your project's efficiency score. It's just a simple number that tells you if you're getting the planned amount of work done in the time you're supposed to. Our dashboard pulls this number for the project 0.67. Now, on its own, it's just a number, right? But in project management, this number is telling us a critical story. And here's the super simple rule. A perfect score is 1.0. Anything, and I mean anything less than 1, means you are officially behind schedule. So, at 0.67, this project isn't just a tiny bit off track, it's significantly lagging. This one number is our first huge red flag, a leading indicator that trouble is brewing. Okay, our second critical indicator is the schedule variance. Now, while SPI tells us about our efficiency, schedule variance gives us a straightforward percentage of how far behind, or maybe even ahead, we are. And here's the second key number the dashboard is screaming at us, negative 10.24%. This isn't just some abstract data point. It's another very, very clear warning sign. Just like with SPI, the rule here is simple. Any negative number means you're in a state of delay, period. In this case, it's telling us the project has completed over 10% less work than was planned for this point in time. There's just no ambiguity here. The data doesn't lie. And this just brilliantly illustrates the story those numbers are telling. This is called the S-curve. The blue line, that's the plan. That's where we should be. The green line is reality. It's where we actually are. And that growing gap between them, that's the delay, visualized. You can see it, you can feel it, and now you can measure it. Now this is where the dashboard becomes a true diagnostic tool. We can go even deeper. We can break down that delay by work area or zone. So instead of just knowing that we're behind, we can see exactly where the biggest problems are, which allows us to target our action with incredible precision. So we've seen the red flags, we've used the data to pinpoint the source of the problem. This leads us to the most important part of all, turning all these incredible insights into decisive action. It's really a clear four-step process enabled by the data. First, you see the big picture, the overall health of your project. Second, you drill down to understand the nitty-gritty details, the specific areas causing those delays. Third, you can finally take action with confidence because you know it's based on real data, not guesswork. And the result of all that? You deliver successful projects. Ultimately, this is what it all boils down to. When you can see your project with this kind of clarity, you have much better control. And with better control, you're going to achieve better results. It really is that simple. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Armed with this kind of real-time visual information, how would your conversations change? How would your decisions be different? And ultimately, how much better could the outcome of your next project be?